Hello everyone. Welcome to another reaction channel as always. I'm fairly new to this. You may notice I actually just have this picture up. To be honest, I'm not really comfortable showing my face. It's just kinda how I am. Really fucking insecure, that's why. But anyway, my mic a bit up. Want to be just mainly doing kind of reactions, but I'm still gonna give like a lot of commentary over. I definitely want to react to more like history type stuff, you know, like stuff like Oversimplified or stuff like I remember there's a video, it's like a time lapse of the future. I want to watch that video too. And there are so many more things I want to watch, or if people just recommend them, I might as well just watch those. But you may notice since this is a Colombian reacting to videos, so yeah, I'm Colombian who's gonna react to some videos, so why not? So I'm just a Colombian reacting to videos. You know, there is always the other people reacting to the videos, especially like this. There are people who get really interested in this, and other people like from different countries' opinions to this. So let's get into the video.
The world of 1914, a time of modern technology, culture, and fashion. Truly the height of civilization. Let's have a war. Everyone knew a big war was coming. France wanted some stuff back that Germany had taken from it. Germany wanted to take more of everyone's stuff.
Like always.
And they were building a big sexy navy that was making the British uncomfortable.
You should probably sit close to the mic.
These two empires thought they were really cool, but lots of different people who lived there didn't think it was so cool. And some of them had even been declaring independence with help from Russia. They didn't think
Let's see
it was
who.
so cool. And some of them had
Alright, the Romanians, Bulgarians, Albanians, the Greeks, and the Serbians.
even been declaring independence with help from Russia.
Oh yeah, you know something I noticed from reaction videos? People never use the fucking arrow keys, and they don't use the arrow keys. Like really, why don't they use the arrow keys? They never use them. That's something I've noticed, and it just pisses me the fuck off because I know you can use the arrow keys, and people in the comments say, but they never just fucking use the arrow keys. It's so much easier. So much easier to use the fucking arrow keys. Anyway, back to where I was. Keep going. Avoid that shit that happens outside. This is a everyday occurrence for me. You know, it's real bad that I decided to put my desk right next to a goddamn highway. And I live next to one. Well, the highway's just a couple blocks away, but stuff like this always happens. There'll always be a car passing by. There'll always be a truck or just the police passing by. Even though they don't do a fucking jack shit in this country. Anyway, let's get back into the video.
Everyone was talking about each other behind each other's backs.
Oh, I want to read these.
Independence with help from Russia. Everyone was.
Let's kick Russia's butt. You smell nice. Yeah, you got my back. Russia likes Nickelback. Germany's butt is hairy.
Talking about
Correct. Australia lives with his mom.
each other behind each other's backs.
Spanish was just like, what? Okay. Like, what? I don't think I can hear. I don't think those background noise is picked up on. Gotta close my window right there.
Throw in the fact that military technology had come a long way since the last major war, and suddenly everyone was pretty eager to beat each other up. In this area of Austria-Hungary lived some Serbs and Bosnians who hated living in Austria-Hungary. So the Austro-Hungarian Archduke Franz Ferdinand goes there for a nice drive in an open-top car with his car's route published in advance. And
yeah, that's certainly... And now, just like how it says here in the subtitles, that went as well as you expected. How are you going to publish your routes right ahead of where you're going? Oh yeah, I think some people may be really distracted by subtitles. They don't like them, at least I myself. I kinda need them, because my hearing's pretty bad. Same with my sight, I'm pretty fucking blind. I know some people don't like subtitles. I'm doing a big batch of recordings right now, so I don't know how long the subtitles will be there. I might record like 5 or 6 videos today of Oversimplified. But if people don't like them, then I'll just, when the other videos come out, they won't be on. So just tell me in the comments if people want the subtitles or not. At least I myself, I need them to, you know, I can barely hear these.
Just about as well as you'd expect. Some assassins were waiting for him along the way and threw bombs at his car, but they missed and blew up some officers behind him instead.
Oh, shit.
So the Archduke goes into hiding, leaves Sarajevo, and the whole war never happens. Except no, the Archduke doesn't leave, but instead goes back out in the open-top car to visit the injured officers in hospital. The driver takes a wrong turn and by sheer coincidence gets stuck beside one of the failed assassins, who shoots him.
Yeah, that shot would
Austria-Hungary
cause millions of deaths, pretty much.
is understandably pissed about all this, and they think the Serbian government had something to do with it, which they might have. So they go to their ally Germany and say, "Hey Germany, we're going to declare war on Serbia," and Germany is all for that. So Austria-Hungary send a big list of impossible demands to Serbia, and when Serbia refuses, they declare war.
Okay.
Austria-Hungary and Germany are friends, and Serbia is protected by Russia, who's friends with France, so they'll declare war on each other. Montenegro joins in too. France and Britain also
Just
have
like
a
join
kind of
in.
alliance. So when France says, "Hey Britain, you got my back?" Britain is like, maybe. And then they decide to stay out of it, which is great for Germany because Germany has a plan. They know that Russia is so big and clumsy that it will take them a while to get ready for war. So with this guy in charge, Germany will send all its troops into France at lightning speed while Russia's getting ready, defeat France, then move all the troops to Russia and defeat Russia, and then we all speak German and eat Pfefferpottast every day. Just one problem. France has loads of forts and defenses along its German border, and Germany can't waste any time fighting them, so Germany decides to go around them, through Belgium.
Like a friendly invasion, right?
Belgium is neutral, but Germany wants to march 750,000 troops through it to get around France's defenses. They're hoping Belgium will just kind of sit down and shut up, but they don't. They fight back, and they're pretty good too, so they slow the Germans down. What's worse is that Britain shows up, and they're pretty pissed that Germany's invading neutral countries. So now Britain declares war on Germany. So Germany push on through Belgium and commit some atrocities along the way. They also wear spikes and sometimes skulls on their uniform. So if you're trying to not look like the bad guys, good job.
Yeah, good job. Trying to sell. I got messed up right there. I mean, you know, in different languages, you get fucking mixed up. I mean, of course, I know English and Spanish. You know, there's so much shit that would just happen. You get mixed up. But if you're not trying to look like the bad guys, good job for Germany. You know, just wear spiked helmets and shit. Good job.
The Allies have a propaganda extravaganza, and this starts having an influence around the world, notably in America. The US President Woodrow Wilson sees himself as a bit of a Jesus figure, notably in America.
I want to move to the US. I want to get out of. I mean, as much I want to be a patriot for Colombia. It is a shit country. Honestly. Corruption. Shit like that. I prefer to go to America. I want to go to America.
The US President Woodrow Wilson sees himself as a bit of a Jesus figure, and spends most of the...
But I want to move to the US. The good thing is I have American citizenship, so I can get used to that. I was born in the US, but I've been pretty much living in Colombia all my life. But yeah, I want to move to the US. Hopefully it's better there than here.
The war trying to get...
As much as a patriot for Colombia I want to be, yeah, I'll be proud of the country for it if it's something good. But there's a lot of shit that happens here.
Everyone to just hug it out. But there's also a large population of ethnic Germans living in the United States, and when the war first broke out, they were like, yay Germany. But now that they're committing atrocities in Belgium, they're less enthusiastic. Let's play Spot the French Soldier.
I think I got him.
Did you see him? Easy, right? He's wearing a bright blue uniform with red trousers. And do you know who else spotted him easily too? The Germans.
Yeah.
So when the French were slowly marching in columns through the countryside, the Germans easily tore them to shreds with their giant guns. All the nations involved in this war went in with an...
War is an adventure, bayonet charges are cool, cavalry is really effective, dying for your country is awesome.
old school war mentality, and all of them had to update their uniforms and tactics
helmets.
a lot during the Great War. Because this war was going to be like nothing anyone had ever seen before. Russia's ready for war, and way earlier than expected. Hey Austria-Hungary, can you get on top of that? Oh yeah, sure, we've got this. Nope. So Germany has to send some troops back to the east to defend against the Russians. The chief of staff of the Austro-Hungarian army is this guy, and although he is handsome, he turns out not to be the best military strategist. Austria-Hungary constantly ignores Germany's advice, and then comes running back to Germany whenever they get in trouble. Austria-Hungary even gets its ass kicked by tiny Serbia, who repels all their invasion attempts at the start of the war. It's better news for Germany in the north, though, where they almost completely wipe out the Russian Second Army. Back on the Western Front,
I just noticed subtitles are gone.
Advancing and are in sight of Paris. At this point, anyone would be forgiven for thinking the Germans were going to get that quick victory after all. But then things start to go wrong. The French commander-in-chief knew something had to be done, and he ordered his armies to stop retreating. In the resulting battle, a gap opened up in the German lines. If a gap opens up, the enemy can use it to flank you from the side and behind, so the German armies have to retreat. The Allies launch a counterattack, so the Germans dig into defensive positions. The Allies do the same.
They start trenches.
Move north, trying to outflank each other along the way. When they reach the sea, they're in a stalemate with trench systems running the whole way from the coast to Switzerland, the beginning of trench warfare on the Western Front. Here's how trench warfare works. Two opposing lines of trenches with no man's land in between. One side would pummel the other with hundreds of thousands of artillery shells, sometimes for days at a time. This had a huge psychological effect on the soldiers, leaving many shell-shocked. Then, the attacking troops would leave their trenches and rush across no man's land, a muddy wet mass of shell craters and barbed wire. The defending trench would unleash machine gun fire on the attackers, inflicting thousands of casualties. The attackers would send wave after wave until either they gave up or the opposing trench was finally overrun. There would be months of fighting and the deaths of thousands.
How many casualties were there at the Somme? What, 60,000 in one day?
In order to gain a few meters or kilometers of land. Living in the trenches was hard work too. Corpses,
I think I might say that in the video.
Swallow you whole, pools of poisonous water, rats, disease, the smell. It's insane that millions of soldiers put up with these conditions, and commanders ordered them to do so for years.
Oh well. Go ahead and watch part 2. This will be the video right after. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and watch part 2. That'd be I don't know when I'm gonna start publishing these videos. I want to kind of do like a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday schedule for videos. So that's what I'll try to do. Hope you guys stick around for the next video. Later.